Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup should be interesting. The Patriots lead the league in first downs, and they'll be up against the Falcons defense that will be fighting hard to quickly get off the field. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are about an hour's drive southwest of downtown Boston in the area known as Patriot Place, Gillette Stadium here in Foxborough. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Atlanta Falcons. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I'm Brandon Guyton here in the booth with Charles Davis, and it's a matchup that folks have been waiting for quite some time, a Super Bowl rematch as the Falcons look for redemption.
And to me, it'll be interesting to see how the Falcons approach this game, because remember, this is a team that was ahead 28-3. So do they need to really elevate their game, or do they just need to play the game smarter down the stretch? New England, of course, comes in with nothing but confidence. They are the Super Bowl champions again. They don't ever feel like they need to elevate their game. They just need to play Patriots football.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Throwing on first down is Brady. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, trying to start it out with a bang, but it's second down. Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
I think Deion Lewis has hit the NFL at the exact right time for his running style. Not tall in stature, so he hides behind the offensive line a little bit. Jump cuts back there. The defenders can't find him and have a hard time getting him down. Can catch the ball out of the backfield and has that extra ability to return kicks, which also causes a lot of problems for the opposition.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dontari Poe breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. And the D looking like they may blitz. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Grady Jarrett. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
Here's Ryan Allen now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Offense coming out for the Atlanta Falcons, who dropped their 2nd game of the season. Upset loss against Miami. And that was at home, Charles. You get a look at Matt Ryan. Had his guys up 17-zip at half, but 0 points over their final 5 drives.
That has to be an absolute crusher to them because it brings in memories of the Super Bowl loss against New England, right?
Yeah.
Where they had everything
I wasn't going to go there.
Up big and find a way to give that game away. So that's something they're going to have to continue to fight against and try and conquer those demons. And by the way, you know they play this upcoming week?
Who?
The New England Patriots in New England.
Chance for revenge. The numbers for Julio in last week's effort. 6 catches, 72 yards.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated,
Salivated.
Yes, stretch, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch everyone thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
When big runs occur, sometimes there's a sense that things were pretty easy, and that one carried them down inside the 10. But getting into the end zone now, that won't be easy at all because you're going to face different defenses and not as much real estate to work with. Will they be able to run it, or will they have to throw it in order to try and score?
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now Ryan. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Well, before this next offensive drive gets going, you know, we still have two 0-6 teams in the NFL, the 49ers and the Browns, and you're looking at me because I know you made a prediction that one of these two teams would win this past week.
Yeah, we had the Giants in there going into it as well, right? We had the Giants, 49ers, and Browns, and I predicted that the Browns would be the first to get off the schneid. Instead, it was the Giants. So the Browns looking at me a little crooked eye, aren't they? Like, hey, just leave us alone and let us play. Don't make any more predictions, man.
The wideout, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. And it's second down. Okay, Charles, defensive starter time for the Atlanta Falcons.
And let's spotlight Keanu Neal, the safety out of Florida. So big, so athletic. Many thought they might make him an outside linebacker, but I think they're going to use him as a hybrid. Outside linebacker, strong safety, kind of in the Cam Chancellor mode in Seattle.
Looking back to the air on second down. It's Brady. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Throwing is Brady on third down. And that will be incomplete as well. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Here's Ryan Allen now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. Well, we got a second here before this next drive starts. It seems like every week we're talking injuries, and we had 3 quarterback shoulder injuries from this last week.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because we're talking about some of the most recognizable players in the league. Jameis Winston really coming on as a young quarterback. Trevor Siemian, captain of the Denver Broncos, and won the job for a second year in a row. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers may be the best quarterback in the league. You know, Rodgers probably gone for the season. Winston, I think they could have brought him back, but they were cautious with him and kept him out of the game. And Simeon did play in the second half in their loss to the Giants.
Yeah, that's the good news. 2 of the 3 able to return. Unfortunately for Rodgers, not looking so good. On second down, Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now Ryan on first down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. The Falcons averaged 34 points a game last year, tops in the NFL with that powerful offense, and they're already looking for more. Here's they've got it 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons will add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now Brady throwing on second down. The throw left side complete to Hogan. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the...
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. At the end of one, 14-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on his 4th possession. On 1st down, Ryan. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Charles, that'll give us an opportunity to survey the league-wide landscape. I was talking about, oh, well, there's maybe some parity reigning supreme. I think there really is. Gosh, you had the Giants with a shocking win, Falcons with a shocking loss. You just never know what's going to happen in this league.
How about the Chargers beating the Raiders? That's another one that's a little bit of a shocker. And then finally, the last undefeated team, Kansas City, losing at home to Pittsburgh, which made the 1972 Dolphins very, very happy people. And think of it this way. Starting their run, right, that 72 Dolphins team, when they had those championships, they beat Kansas City in a big-time playoff game, one of the most memorable games in NFL history in overtime. And then they beat Pittsburgh in an AFC championship game on their way to the undefeated season. But this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, really going to do on 3rd down, you're a little off balance.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Falcon 1st down, Ryan to his young tight end, Hooper.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Second down following the incompletion. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw is Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Taylor Gabriel, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The spotlight now focuses on the quarterback, and that's Tom Brady. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep it. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
On play action, now Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play.
Patriots are down 20-plus points. I mean, we've actually heard that before, haven't we? I don't want to take them for granted. They can come back every time, but you just can't count them out, can you?
No, but, boy, they have looked just not Patriot-like in this game. If they're going to have lightning strike twice, they need to pick it up quickly. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Adrian Claiborne in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little biased. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Brady. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Ryan Allen now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. It's caught inside the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. His throw incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. To throw again is Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. With them losing here in the 2nd quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football, and the Falcons grab it. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Here's Ryan. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Julio Jones is off to a monster first half, but still, can he reach what he did against the Panthers in 2006?
And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top as we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
All right, Brandon, we'll see if I can get through this without being skipped as we welcome you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Patriots don't have much to hang their hat on after the first half. The Falcons took control of the game, and unless something drastic changes, it seems like they might be able to coast to victory. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Falcons have it midway through the first. It's Matt Ryan looking for the old-reliable Mohamed Sanu Sr. And this 2-play drive goes for a touchdown. Falcons line up at the 46 as they take a 7-0 lead. Ryan's got the completion here later on the drive, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 18-yard line. Freeman's going to stay up the middle, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. The Falcons up now by 14. First and 10, it's going to be Ryan to Jones on the deep ball, and he'll be tackled at the 21-yard line. Continuing on the drive, Matt Ryan to his big play receiver, Julio Jones. And a quick 3-play drive ends with a score. That pushes the lead to 28. Now to late in the first half, Brady's going to take down the QB here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Now following the fumble, Ryan with a nice throw here as he finds his tight end, Austin Hooper. And this 2-play drive goes for a touchdown. Second half still to come. Let's get back up to Foxborough with Brandon and Charles.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Andre Roberts now to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Falcons, they have the big lead, and you can't help but let your mind go there. You think Falcons, big lead, second half, they lost a game that they led by 25 in Super Bowl 51, as we all well remember.
And I don't think it's going to change them a whole lot in terms of their mentality because they were an attack team. They always wanted to be on the attack. And remember, a lot of people thought them staying on the attack maybe cost them in the Super Bowl against New England. But in this case, they definitely have learned that no lead is big enough. So I think they'll go out there with the idea of continuing to try and increase it. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Ryan, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. And remember, they had 2 last week in the win, obviously losing here.
Well, you talk about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win. A lot of receivers see the drag route as a risk-reward type of a play. The risk, going into the middle of the field where there's some big people want to hit you. But the reward is oftentimes you get lost in coverage, running a little bit underneath. And when you catch it just right, as we just saw there, the end result can be a big, big play.
And now a first down following that long gain. Ryan. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And that'll bring up second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. It should be noted the biggest comeback in Patriot history. You guessed it. They were down 25 to the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. They'll need to do even better this go-around. To throw, it's Brady. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Well, Charles, to switch gears, I know we've both seen what the NFL has done the last decade or so for breast cancer and the research and raising all the money and awareness. They're broadening the scope this year with the American Cancer Society with the Crucial Catch Initiative, and I think they're doing a really good job.
I love what they've done with that because cancer affects just about everyone in our society. But it's all different types. So it's not just breast cancer, which we've done such a great job, and the league's done such a great job of illuminating over the years. But now they're saying, hey, a lot of people affected by many different forms of cancer, so they all have a color associated with them as well. So you're seeing a rainbow of colors that people are now saying.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Brooks Reed in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Ryan Allen now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second.
Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Falcons add on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And he'll come out facing a big deficit, but as we've seen before, most notably in Super Bowl 51, if you've got number 12 under center, don't count this one over yet.
No, you don't count them out at all with him operating this team, but think about our halftime, right? I mean, I went out in the hall, you did too, and I know you talked with some different people. The consensus I got was, oh yeah, number 12 still over there. Don't count him out just yet. Did you get the same?
Absolutely, and now I'm just thinking, how many times have you seen the Patriots down by this many in the last decade?
Not often, not often. It's unusual. Let's see now if they can put them away.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
And that's another stop for the defense. Something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
New England on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They try again with Lewis. And he had a nifty little deke juke move, but he stopped shortly thereafter. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's Ryan Allen now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's got some space here. Devontae Freeman. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. A lone second remains now in this third quarter. On first down, Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Brady. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Brady to throw on second down. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Instead of the running back in New England, sometimes they like to call them the passing backs. They get them the ball in different ways, don't they?
They certainly do. Think about the ones they've had in recent vintage. You're talking about Kevin Falk, Danny Woodhead, Shane Vereen. James White could have been the MVP in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for a certain quarterback that was on the field that day.
And Cooks has it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And this is incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it's 3rd and short. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And that's complete to Lewis. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Brady now on first down. Going underneath for Lewis. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. They'll run. This is Burkhead. And this time, the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Brady gives this one to Lewis. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock making him do it that way, didn't they?
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Shotgun now for Brady. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
On 3rd down. That's Coleman, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football in the running play and stopped them short of a 1st down.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Atlanta, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for New England, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Foxborough, good night, everybody.